Fala aí pessoal, beleza? Estamos aqui com mais vídeo para vocês. Vamos lá, vamos seguir nosso ritmo aí.
Deixa eu ver aqui. Vamos ver se a gente tem sorte de achar alguma coisa aqui. Não. Aqui a gente vai ajudar a mulher ali, justamente também pra pegar a essência lá, a negócio de essência que tem aqui. Deixa eu ver aqui. Acabei de morrer,
A
né?
luta ali me pegou,
The
roubou.
monster sits slumped in a chair,
Vamos
looking
ver se ela
above
tem
the
alguma
wound.
coisa
She
que
works
preste
her
aqui.
shoulder with one hand. It looks like it was dislocated by the gallows.
Roubo de vida. Arma de mão. Isso aqui talvez... De arma não, isso aqui é... não, pra mim não serve não. Não serve não. Se for roubar de dela, só tiver, né?
Damnable red cloak baboons ransacking my wardrobes, as if I would keep ancient valuable secrets in a...
She takes a deep breath, and with a twist, a click, and a screech of pain, she shoves.
I swear by the seven, if we...
Reaching across the table, she pulls a bowl of hot water towards her and fishes some bandages, a needle, and thread out of a box. She slowly starts to tend to her wounds.
At least the barbarians, no offense to you, my well-odoured friend, were unable to club their way into my vault. Everything you need should be safe. Enthusiasm? On a weekday? My word. We shall begin once we have the tools we need from my vault. You may have been chosen, God-woken, but becoming divine requires more than a supernatural pat on. Come, God-woken. It is time to see just how... Fortunately...
Vamos pegar aqui umas coisas, né? Roupa vazia, livre. Sabão, não sei pra quê, armário. Comida, armário. Uma panela. Nós. Coisa no chão. Cerveja. Cesto, fogão. Aqui não tem nada não. Armário. Uma bota velha, um cesto. Sorte zero. Paisagem. Tá, só seguir em frente. E o porão está por aqui, onde tá o porão dela? Cadê? Não tô vendo não, cego, é? Ai gente, cadê o porão? Aqui o porão tá aqui debaixo, aqui ó.
Botão aqui.
Your talent for following simple instructions fills me with wonder and pride. Now, kindly go to the vault and enter the combination. I shall call it out as you go.
A stone door lies flush with the floorboards. Etched, taking your time.
Excellent. Follow me. Your time is at hand, Godwood.
Beleza. Opa, sorte. Vamos tentar sorte de vez em quando. Mas essa arma não me ajudou em nada não, mas foda. Você tem mais sorte na próxima. Vou ver só pra vender. Aqui tem fonte, aqui tá precisando. Ó. Que sorte grande. Varinha. Vou ter que passar tudo pra outro lá. Taça. Barril. Esse livro eu tenho que ler todos eles pra ver se tem alguma coisa. Essa essência, pilão. Aqui, isso aqui. Me lembro mais ou menos ainda. Aqui é o ritual. Ah, mano. Máscara vazia. Tampa. Livros. Ó. Tem madeira, isso aqui dá dinheiro. Também, isso aqui. Mais um livro. As bagaças aqui, mano. Da Molotov. Que coisa. Isso aqui sei mais ou menos como é que faz. Então, a gente tem que fazer aqui o pote aqui que a gente precisa. Precisa da faca, que eu acho que vai me dar aqui. Bom, essa deve me dar aqui agora a faca.
The Meister is examining her wounds, prodding at this, wincing at that. Her face seems grim as she turns to you.
Mudou não. Mudou nada.
Do you know what it means to have the power of the divine, Godwoken? And you in your infinite wisdom would know what is better? You would judge your enemies without prejudice and make decisions. No. Becoming the divine means taking on the power of all. The divine was created by the gods to shelter. The divine cannot use his power for anything else. Very well, then. Let's see if we can't snatch divinity. The ritual itself is quite simple. Drop some blackroot in the bowl. Mix. Ignore any feelings of dizziness, burning in your lungs, or a dire sense of existential dread.
É, aqui tem que fazer uma ritual,
Although you will
mano.
need to sacrifice a little sauce along the way. Everything you need is here. Ingredients in the cupboard. Sauce in the glowing fountain.
The Meister looks back at her wounds, curiously prodding them as fresh blood oozes out, staining her claws.
And do not lose anything. These ingredients are rare indeed. I'm not hiking back.
Tá. Deixa eu ver se tá tudo aqui. Eu não lembro de ter pego todos os ingredientes não, deixa eu ver aqui. Deixa eu já adiantar um livro aqui. Um monte de livro aqui, né? Tá, só tem a tigela. Ah, essa tigela também não, é outra. Tem uns livros aqui pra adiantar também. Viu? Deixa eu ver aqui, cadê os ingredientes? E pra tá aqui, né? Não tô achando ingredientes aqui não, mas... Acho que tá aqui dentro.
Essa câmera.
Opening the door, you see a selection of After a quick rummage, you gather up the blackroot, obsidian lance, and ancient bowl.
Beleza, cadê hoje? Lembra que do dia vou só fazer aqui o esquema. Cadê a... Tá, esse aqui mesmo. Mistura esse aqui.
Sabia, né? Pô, mas tem que... Ih, mano. Tá aqui, ó. Mistura com isso aqui. E... Pimba. Agora usa a faca. Aqui, usa a faca. Mistura isso aqui com... Combinar com a faca. Cadê a faca? Meu Deus do céu. É muito item, doido. Por que isso aqui tá... Cadê? Aqui. Pronto, agora aqui já tá com essência, né? Joga o pote no chão ali. Pote no chão. Aqui. E aqui a gente taca fogo.
Pronto, agora aqui a gente grava. É isso aqui.
As you suck the smoke deep into your lungs, your vision starts to swim and cloud. There is an intense pounding in your head, and you can feel the world fading. As the world fades away, you lose all sense of being grounded. You reach out, but you could feel yourself falling slowly.
Looks like the whole of Echoes. E eu só segui reto falar com...
Esse aqui.
Bathed in the half-light of these starless barrens, you spot a figure you could only describe as a second self. It looks haggard and weak, its very voice but a feeble echo of your own.
My chosen, come closer, so that you may see me as I truly am. Stubborn as ever, but you will look.
The apparition clasps your face in its shaking hands. You suddenly feel your eyes tingle. Everything becomes brighter, sharper. Blacks and whites become glorious.
Blind eyes, shine bright. Speak the spell, and see.
There is the strange mirror image of yourself. Before you stands the goddess Zorl-Stissa in all her spectral glory.
You know me now, don't you? I saved you from drowning. I blessed you, made you. Your god-woken soul is my last refuge, my last bastion. May as well make the best of what you have.
Zorl-Stissa nourishes herself from the source that abounds in your presence. You feel it deep down inside yourself.
Ah, yes. Just what I needed. I tell you, dying just doesn't become a god. The void itself is hunting down the gods. We're battling for our very survival. It's a battle we're losing. And should we truly lose, all will be cast into oblivion. Our battle is a work in progress. I never said we can't turn the tide. You must realize that our fates are now as one. Just as our souls are now. Together we are a force to be reckoned with. But if we seek to survive the onslaught of the void, that means there is but one place we can go. The Well of Ascension. It most certainly will be. The Well of Ascension is a lake, a pool of pure source, in which the powers of the Seven lie united. We gave them up freely to create the first divine. Each of us donated half of that, which makes... That is where the road to divinity leads. And you must be the first to reach it at all costs. There you touch upon the very heart of the matter. The void is stronger than ever. A new divine won't be enough. You need to go to the Well of Ascension. Only he who claims everything will be everything. The void's doom, this world's liberator. Whatever for? The other gods will either bow to you, or be undone. But of course, that is what they are saying to their own god woken as we speak. We both know they won't bow. Just like we both know you will never bow to them. Only one can become a god strong enough to safeguard our world. One at the So make no mistake, my champion. Chances are the road to divinity will be paved with dead gods. But don't let that dismay you. For these sins will be washed clean by the knowledge you committed them to save all of existence. To save your kin and your loved ones and the world they live in. I promise that yours alone will be the powers of the lake. And to the lake I will lead you. But not yet. Not until you've become a true master of the source. our journey will be fraught with peril. It is a pilgrimage of challenges that will require you to command Source like only a Godwoken can, and wield its most powerful spells.
Laughter rolls and echoes into infinity.
You are quite formidable, my chosen, but you underestimate just we are I now. The spells you need to know I will teach you when you are ready, but first you must learn to channel the Source in greater volumes. That is why you need to seek masters of the Source. So, return to Rivellon, and seek out these sages where they dwell. Once you have, you may return to me here. And so much more. But I'm no longer who I once was, bound to you as I've become. I will teach you what I can, but the knowledge that will expand the bound, something that'll make you understand that for a god, there is precious little difference. Source is. It is a constant, a subject of neither time nor transience. You have the vision of a god now. Eyes that can see spirits. Speak the spell during your peregrinations, and you... Best of luck, my champion.
The spirit of a dwarf frowns at you, suspicion drawing the lines of his face deep.
I don't hear any pickaxes! No shovels! Where are my lazy diggers? We can't be wasting time! The Empress will have me head, and then all of yours! Haven't you seen the excavation site? There's real treasure there. Bones of the beast.
Vamos lá.
The site's close. It has to be. There's more stones to break, more earth to turn.
The spirit taps his...
Why are you wasting everyone's time? Get to the site. You don't know the Outlaw Empress? She'd gut you for the disrespect. The site's close. It has to be. There's more stones to break, more earth...
A man's spirit stands before you, clad in scholarly dress. When your eyes meet, he staggers back.
Who has taken my books? My notes? They were here just a moment. Sweet Armadia, why do you test your chronicler so, haunting me with...
Quit your spitting! There's work to be done at the dig. Where's your shovel?
Rufus, am I dreaming? How could we be together after...
The chronicler shudders, looking sick to his stomach.
Again. This again. I sleep, then I wake, and another peak. When we were in Reaper's Eye, when I saw those tomes and scrolls, I was myself again. For a moment, I was alive. But the vision always fades. I'm just a remnant of the Empress's ambition. Why can't I escape? Why is there never a way out? I don't have a choice. You're the one wearing those gauntlets, dragging me around this way and that. I cannot do anything to prevent it. We are bound together. Me? I archived Rivellon's history. I used a lizard empress sort my services. She needed an ancient design restored from... She told me the design was brilliant. When the armor was forged, the empress showed it to me, and... If it wasn't for me, the armor wouldn't exist at all. This... Oh, this is my fault. If I knew the way, I'd shout until every god heard me. But I have no idea.
Quit idling. We have to dig.
The chronicler puts his head in his hands, collapsing in silence. The spirit keeps...
How can I help? If I knew the way, I'd shout until every god heard me.
Quit idling.
The chronicler puts it... The spirit taps...
Why are you wasting everyone's time? Haven't you seen the excavation site? There's real treasure sites close. It has to be.
The Meister stares intently at you. Her eyes are tired and bruised.
Still alive? Gods above.
She leans in, her bloody tongue flickering hungrily about your face.
Tell me, what did you see? What you know?
She sighs impatiently as you hack up the last.
You can't channel enough source. Gods be damned, why couldn't you have a nice simple problem? Finding an orc to dance the hornpipe, perhaps? And I fear I am just as much use. I was a master of source once, but no longer. The Magister's the river of my source has been damned. My link to the font from which so we must seek alternatives. Alas, the only source masters not yet hauled off to Fort Joy or turn into meat puppets are those too dangerous or cunning for the Magisters to contain. Sorcerers that allowed their power to corrupt them. Many are wicked, cruel, vile, and generally not good teacher material, but we may have no others to turn to. Were the circumstances any different, I would indeed agree. However, it is the path we walk, no matter what the cost. No matter... What is our...
The Meister doubles over in a violent coughing fit, struggling for breath. After a few moments, she regains her composure, wiping a thin smear of blood from the corner of her mouth.
No matter what is asked of you, you must learn from them. The Magisters have kept ledgers with all known sorcerers, especially the powerful ones not yet captured. They would be an invaluable resource. But do be careful not to get caught. I was there. And if their barracks turns out to be as empty as their skulls, just try to keep an ear to the ground.
As she speaks, one of her wounds reopens, a dark red stain spreading across her tunic.
I wish there was more I could do, but in this condition, I would be more a hindrance than a boon. Godspeed, and remember, do whatever it takes.
Workers, what do you... Yeah, I read through...
Ah, esse aqui. Não tem paciência com esse bicho não. Pega aqui o pote. Só pra mim ir embora. Agora eu não sei se... Deixa eu ver aqui. Aqui, ó. Aqui tem um espírito aqui.
The spirit of an elegant elven woman materialized.
You can see me. A god-woken in my presence. I am the Meister's apprentice. I study under her, but I do not learn. Meister tells me it cannot happen, that I am not god-woken. But in my heart, I know I'm special. I try. No air fills my lungs, only fire. When the darkness falls, I cannot cry out. I leave my life behind with a
The spirit looks at you regretfully.
It is hard to hear of such power, and not covet it for yourself. I lie to myself and convince myself that I am special.
Tá. E a gente fez tudo. Vou pegar a essência aqui, né? Vou pegar a essência pra cada um agora. Vai precisar pra tirar o pedrificar lá, eu acho.
Not much of a landlubber, but sometimes I...
Pronto. Bom, galera, é isso aí, né? Até o próximo vídeo. Valeu, fui.